I've ruined game night by telling the truth, so I'm hosting this game night at my place a couple weeks ago. Just me and my usual crew, Ashley, Connor, and Jess. We'd been doing these every Friday since we graduated high school, kind of our way of staying sane during all the job hunting and college stress. But Ashley texts me like an hour before saying she's bringing this guy Matt from her new job. Whatever, the more the merrier, right? We're playing this card game where you pull questions and answer them honestly. It starts off pretty chill. What's your biggest fear? Weirdest food combo you actually like? That kind of stuff. Everyone's laughing and having a good time. I'm thinking this is going exactly how I wanted it to go. Then I draw this card that says, what's the hardest thing you've ever had to go through? Now here's the thing. My older sister Emma died 3 years ago when I was still in high school. I was 17, sitting in AP chemistry when the guidance counselor pulled me out of class. My parents picked me up and we drove 4 hours to her college. I'll never forget walking into that ICU room and seeing her hooked up to all those machines. The doctor said she had some kind of brain aneurysm that just came out of nowhere. We sat there for 2 days watching her breathe through a tube before she passed away. But I'm looking around at everyone having such a good time, and I don't want to be that person who kills the mood, you know? So I just say the hardest thing I've been through was probably starting college in a different state where I didn't know anybody, which isn't even a lie. That was really hard, too. Everyone nods, and we're about to move on to the next person when Matt just goes, wow, if that's the hardest thing you've ever been through, you live an extremely privileged life. The entire room goes dead quiet. Ashley's face turns bright red. Connor and Jess are staring at their cards like they're suddenly really interesting. And Matt's just sitting there with this smug look on his face like he just said something really profound. If he'd said it like he was joking around, I probably would have laughed it off. But the way he said it was so condescending and nasty, like he was trying to put me in my place or something, like he knew anything about my life. So instead of just letting it slide, I looked right at him and said, actually, the hardest thing I've ever been through was watching my sister die in the ICU when I was 17, and then having to watch them lower her casket into the ground. I just didn't want to bring everyone down. If it was quiet before, now you could hear a pin drop. Matt's face went completely white, and he mumbled some half-hearted apology, but the damage was done. Jess started crying because she remembered Emma from when we were kids. Connor got up to hug me. Ashley looked like she wanted to disappear into her chair. The whole game night basically ended right there. Everyone started making excuses to leave within like 20 minutes. Ashley walked Matt out to his car, and I could hear them arguing in my driveway. When she came back in, she was pissed. Why did you have to say that? She asked me while we were cleaning up the cards. You made Matt look like a complete asshole. I told her that Matt made himself look like an asshole by saying what he said. She said I could have just ignored his comment and moved on, that now she was going to be awkward at work because her coworker thinks her friend is a drama queen. He doesn't even know you, she kept saying. You didn't have to embarrass him like that. Ashley hasn't texted me since that night.